You need to jump on this idea before I do because it can be taken all away in a matter of seconds. I almost couldn't even remember where I got this idea or where I got this video from. But what if you can start a business without actually starting a business? Just listen to this.
Don't only ever launch the waiting list to see if people want the product. For example, we are going to launch an agency which is sports marketing for financial brands. And you're going to say, we have figured out how to make financial brands a little bit cool, a little bit interesting. It's going to result in you hiring more talent, getting better clients, and having people who refer and recommend you more often. If you're interested in that, it's launching in 2025. Join the waiting list to receive our first proposal. I'm not going to launch an agency by hiring people and hiring an office. I'm going to launch an agency by launching a waiting list. Let's imagine that I go and promote the waiting list. Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Chase, right? They're all signing up. The waiting list is name, email, and then answer 6 questions. One of the questions is, what is your budget for social media marketing in the year ahead? And you could say 50 grand a year, 150 grand a year, 500 grand a year. Now, how would you feel if you had a waiting list of 40 businesses, 40 brands that could tick the box 500 grand for the year?
Now we're playing ball, Danny.
All right, did you really hear that? Did you let it run? Did you let it marinate in your head? Well, there are some steps that you would have to take to get started on this, but I'm telling you, if you start today, you can get it done. You could really lock in, as they say. And welcome to Note to Self, a show where we prototypically use AI tools in order to facilitate the creation of passive income and cash flow. I am your host, Sean Poindexter, pulling from all walks of life and all social media accounts in order to give you the very best in success when it comes to getting that bread, that cheddar, that moolah, those greenbacks, the Benjamins, the Franklins, the Jeffersons, the Pocahontas. No, I mean the Sacagawea, right? That money. And so, with that all being said, let's really dive in to getting this bag. Okay, so as we can see, this could be something interesting, but first we have to understand. We should understand just exactly what is a waiting list. Okay, so when we go into Bing, because sometimes I don't like to use Google, it says a list or roster of those waiting. It's relatively simple, relatively easy to understand. It basically explains itself. And I even spelled it wrong because I'm bad at typing. But nonetheless, a waiting list is for those who would want to be a part of or you utilize the object, but that you are advertising, right? The object that you are showcasing to the public. And so you first have to decide what kind of product you want to advertise. So, for instance, guys, in the description section, there is now a form you can fill out or a waiting list that you can fill out for my application known as FastTag. You can fill out that form in order to see if FastTag is something that you would like to have. You can also suggest or make any suggestions using this comment section as well as the FastTag form in order to facilitate certain features within FastTag. FastTag, however, will also be accompanied by my book known as The Power of White Lies. I believe I'm going to have to make this a two-parter because the book is really getting in depth and in detail when it comes to making money online. So all this and more can be all yours for the low price of a subscription currently, and making sure that you follow and like the video. But with that all being said, let's continue further. We want to facilitate the creation of um, possible businesses we could get into using our current platforms at hand. Whether you have 1 follower or 2,000 followers on your social media accounts, it is possible. It's highly probable now, especially with the use of Reels, TikToks, Shorts, and whatever Facebook has besides Instagram. You could potentially be able to properly advertise and showcase whatever kinds of content it is that you want to create and generate for fans, and it's relatively easy to do so. So as you see, I already have a waiting list for the application, and this can be achieved and created using Google Forms. Google Forms is relatively easy, relatively cheap, relatively simple, and relatively simple to set up when it really comes down to it. I'm sorry that I'm a little bit disorganized, but I really wanted you guys to get this idea going, to get the juices flowing on creating businesses without having to create the full fledged businesses. So, what you could do is, like I said, we now know what a waiting list is, but now let's type in waiting list template. Okay. So here are some forms or images of possible waiting list template. And this is really rudimentary right here, the way that these look. So instead, I'm going to go to one of my favorite places known as Canva. Canva is a space for creatives all over the internet to get started and get done doing whatever it is they need to be doing when it comes to the world of online marketing and education and content creation, just in general. With Canva, you can create videos, websites, and overall a social media presence, a presence online, period. And you guys can use the link in the description in order to get discounts on Canva. So please don't miss out on the opportunity. But the cool thing is we can actually go to Canva and type in waitlist and see what it says. So this is looking through my current designs, but here we can have templates for waiting lists. So it says we're preparing a new collection of items like that coming soon. So here's the waiting list for that. Let me see what happens when I hover over this. Nothing. Nothing happens. They have a wait list like this. That's pretty cool. I really like that. I'm a techie, so I do like reminiscence of uh, technology references, right? Um, so you decide what your object is going to be and what you're going to want your wait list page to look like. Typically, a wait list consists of some kind of page suggesting or advertising the thing that people will be waiting for, and then again another page so that people can sign up for said wait list, as we can see here. Email address or name and email address or phone number or what have you, something that will allow individuals to be notified that the product that they have been waiting for is finally available. Um, but in order to facilitate the creation of a waiting list, again, you're going to need Canva, or you're going to need some kind of tool to create the product in the first place. Now, if you are going to be creating a product, you first need to know if the product is going to be sellable. So the cool thing about creating a wait list is if you just create marketing brands or marketing ads and you post them all over social media wherever you can, from Instagram to Pinterest to Quora to Reddit to Twitter, wherever you are able to post, you probably should. And then once you actually get an answer from the public, right? Once you get an answer from people like, hey, that product sounds really good, I would really like that. Then you make a waiting list and you announce that the waiting list available. The object that people are thinking about is almost here. It's almost ready, and then you you can say, hey, sign up for it so that you can be the first to be notified. You can also say register. There's different brands and different words that are tossed around in order to facilitate the creation of a waiting list. Okay. And depending on your audience is going to determine, what you could possibly make. Again, this is another thing I really like, so I'm going to star that really quickly. I'm going to star that really quickly. I think I'm going to star this one. Oh, that's just the loading screen type. Well, yeah, I'm going to star that, and I'm definitely going to star that. Okay, as you can see, they're pros. So if you have the free account, you won't have access to the pros. You won't be able to use the pros. But if you again use my link, you might get the free subscription for a little while. Let me zoom out of this a little bit. Okay. So remember, we are attempting to come up or create businesses without having to create full businesses, and that's why you want to do the wait list. From there, once you get enough people saying that they want that object, saying that they want that product, they would like to, or saying they would like to be a part of whatever it is you are creating, then um, you can actually begin the process of making that thing. And once you've made that thing, if it actually, if the people are people of their word, they're actually pay for it. However, if they don't pay for it, you're giving it away for free, then maybe there are things within that object that are within that product that you're creating, excuse me, that people can actually grab and be able to purchase.